Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for coming back. We're going to go over the 10x rule from Grant Cardone. I just finished it. I was listening to the audiobook and I got through it in 2 days, which was great. So went ahead and took notes and let's review. He starts off talking about you need to set your goals higher. Say you need 10,000 this month, go ahead and shoot for 100,000, because if you get 10,000 at the end of the month, which is exactly what you needed, you're gonna be flat broke at the beginning of next month. Another good point he makes is that mindset matters more than your goals. So say you have a goal, but you don't have really any mindset or motivation to be achieving that goal. If you don't get control of your mind and your mindset, you're never going to achieve the goal. Mindset is the biggest key in any aspect of life. As soon as you have the mindset down, next you have skill set to learn. Or it could be vice versa. Another point is you should not lower your target, despite what people tell you. People will try to get you to lower your goals so that they're more comfortable. And going along with that, any goal that you go at correctly can be attainable. Okay, so let's say you have a goal of making like $1,000 this week. All you need to do is, have your goal, have your actions for that goal, like your plan, and then take the action to do it. If not, you can just have a goal and then you have no actions and you're just like, well, it was a goal and it didn't get reached, but that's okay. No. You need to go reach your goal, put the freaking effort in. It's gonna take effort to not do it, so might as well use that effort to go ahead and do it and to actually reach your goals and do something that you want to do that you're gonna be successful in. Now on to success is important. It provides for the future. It provides for your future. It provides for the future of your children, of society. It can alter the course depending if you go at your goals and you go at them wholeheartedly and you don't let anyone or anything stop you. Not only that, but you need to achieve your goals to move on to the next step in life and just in general. This next chapter is all about success is a duty. If you look at something as like your duty, your obligation to do it, you're going to do it. Point blank. The first part in this is to find your purpose. If you find your purpose and pretty much like why you're here, you don't even know how easy it is to go after your goals at that point. Find your purpose, go at it, 10x that. Just go wholeheartedly on your purpose. Success makes room for more success. Success attracts success. Likes attracts like. Another point he makes, and he makes multiple times in the book as well, is that success is an ethical obligation. If this is something that is actually important to you, to not do it is a violation of ethics, a violation of your ethics. Last part of how you should look at success is that success has no shortage. There's no reason for you to fail in something because you think, oh, dang it, I can't do it. You need to have that mindset of, it's already been done. Nobody's success can dampen your own success. So your mind keeps tally pretty much successes and your failures, whether or not you're aware of it. It does. Every time that you succeed in something, your mind has a little ding in success, and it starts to slowly eliminate the thought that it's not possible anymore. Slowly starts to eliminate failure in your mind. This next chapter is called Assume Control of Everything, which he actually wanted to call Don't Be a Little Bitch. He said that in the audiobook. I don't know if it was in the actual book. In the audiobook, he says a lot more than is written in the book, or he'll elaborate a little bit. So I definitely recommend checking that out. In this, he talks about you have to take big action. With that, you also have to assume responsibility. Thank you so much for saying that, because there are so many times where something happens, people are like, I don't know how that happened, I don't know how, but it's because if you don't assume responsibility, you're never going to assume responsibility for anything, and you'll never have success in anything because you didn't do it. You don't let life happen to you. You happen to life. This chapter I absolutely love. He says, never assume the position of a victim. Everything that happens in life happens because of different events that have led up to that moment. So he was saying you draw both the good and the bad to you. Either create success or you don't. And it's all depending on your actions, how big your actions are, how small your actions are, and what they are. Next chapter, average is a failing formula. If someone's succeeding, don't be a hater, but figure out how to join them. If someone's doing so good in a position, whatever position this may be in your mind. Figure out, oh wow, they're doing amazing. Now how can I do the same or better? You need to 10x what you're able to do, not what your competitors do, what your potential is. People don't reach their goals because they don't set them high enough. Don't lower your goals. Don't lower your standards. Don't lower anything in your life for anyone who says that it's not possible, that it's some tomfoolery, some like ludicrous idea or something. Don't lower yourself for the comfort of someone else. And whenever you write down these goals, you write them down as if they've already happened, as if you've already achieved them. For my family, whenever we sit down to pray, it's thank you, Lord, for the health you've given us. Not thank you, Lord, for the health that you're going to be giving us whenever the flu season comes. Say it like it's already happened and it will be done. Now we are on chapter 10. Competition is for sissies. You want to dominate. You don't want to compete. Okay? Let me say that again. You want to dominate the sector that you're in. You don't want to be competing with the big boys. You are the big boy. Next, he talks about breaking out of the middle class, which so many people are stuck in, which is, you know, like, oh, well, I'm not rich, but at least I'm not eating dirt. A lot of people are stuck in this in-between. I do struggle with everything. And, you know, like, I'm unhappy with my body and my mental state and my health and my fitness and everything that has to do with me. And it's not even my fault. It's your life. Yes, it is your fault. But now to what the book says. If you work to get to that 10,000 because you need 10,000, you're going to be broke by the end of that. And you need to work to get the 100,000 because then that way you can use the 10,000 from that and have 90,000 left over. Middle class is working to just get over the hand to mouth, which honestly nobody wants. Next chapter, obsession isn't a disease, but it's a gift. It's on your mind no matter what. You're obsessed with it. You're going to get it. It's in your mind. Like, there's no way that it's not possible. He said, like a fire, you want it to get so big that people come to admire and sit around it and like just be there for its warmth. Because, you know, a little match, yeah, that's fine. But then you know, add in some logs and everything, you throw that match in, and all of a sudden it's a giant bonfire, and you have people with marshmallows around you, and you're like, what are all these people with marshmallows doing? And you're like, well, you did start the world's largest marshmallow factory, and you got a big fire. Another thing he says is that what if the only thing between you and your goals, like where you want to be, is obsession? Become that person who's going to do what it takes to get exactly what they want every single time, and you can't be disappointed. You can just have bigger goals. You also need to overcommit and over-deliver. If you undercommit but over-deliver, people are gonna be like, oh, like, that's nice, I wasn't expecting that, you know? And it's like, wow, thanks, because now I have average. Next, expand, never contract. Contracting is a form of retreating. So getting smaller is a form of reducing yourself from your goals so that you don't get hurt. Go out there and you're going to get hurt, and that's okay because it's all part of the learning process. The only companies that you hear about that expand and fail are the companies that were unprepared to succeed. So when people save money, they save everything else too, the energy, the creativity, and the persistence. People don't realize that. I didn't realize that really until I read this part, and then I was like, oh, actually, yeah, that hurts a little bit, you know? But whenever you start reducing yourself in one thing, you don't notice, but all of the other things in your life are gonna come down just a little bit too. Next, one of Isaac Newton's laws of motion is that an object in motion will stay in motion, an object at rest will stay at rest. If you don't get up and you start the day and you go and you go and you go, you're going to be staying at rest, and you're going to be having a mediocre day. Overexposure is another thing. You can't have overexposure. Okay, for me, I feel like there's no such thing as overexposure, you know? There's more exposure to more people for more of an audience, and that's good. The thing that you want to be scared of, though, is obscurity. If nobody knows who you are, how is anybody supposed to be attracted to what you do? And you need to do at least 3 things a day to add wood to your fire, to be bigger and better and have more people with all their marshmallows. Next chapter. Fear is the great indicator. What he means by fear is a great indicator is that if you're scared of pretty much like what the next level has, of what your next object is or your next goal, that is good. If you're scared of, you know, like, well, what if I get rejected and like all these millions of people know? All those millions of people are gonna know your name now. There you go. You also need to use this fear to grow yourself, guys. The myth of time management. When he said this, I was like, also, what? This is a huge thing in my life. You need to schedule your priorities and stop prioritizing your schedule. If something's important to you, go do it. Just go for it. Time is going to pass regardless. Just go for it. Just whatever time it takes. As long as you're going at it, 10xing, full force, you're gonna get there eventually. Another thing he said is people who try to manage time are the same people who believe in shortages. I don't necessarily like wholeheartedly agree on that. I kind of see what he's talking about, you know, like people being like, well, there's not enough time in the day, so I need to do this and I need to do that, and I need to make sure that I have enough time to do this and enough time to do that. Like, I can see where he's coming from, but at the same time, I do feel like scheduling and prioritizing your things are important. So there's that, because those people are like, well, there's, you know, only 24 hours in a day. Meanwhile, you should have the mindset of, I have an unlimited amount of energy and I'm going to use it in all of the time of this entire day that I have. Do you see the difference? Next, criticism is a sign of success. The more you go up in the world, the more people you're going to be exposed to, the more people are going to love you and are going to hate you. Laying low to avoid criticism doesn't improve your business any. If you're going to lay low to avoid the exposure, you're going to become obsolete. Next, customer satisfaction is the wrong target. He's talking about acquiring the customer is more important than making sure that, you know, like, oh, hey, are you happy? Are you happy now? Okay, just making sure. One more. Are you happy? You know, you want to acquire the customer. You want them to come in and come to you and be just so attracted by what you do that no matter what you do, they're there because of you. They came for a reason. Okay? Complaints will increase, but so will praise, guys. Okay? So the further up you go, like I said, people are not going to like you maybe as much, and that's okay, because, you know, complaints and failure and bigger problems are all along the way to bigger successes. Order of objectives. First, acquire the customer. Second, impress them through the process of, you know, acquiring them, of your products and everything like that. And third, establish customer loyalty. So once you establish that customer and you keep them, and, you know, they're happy with your product, they keep coming back. Oh, you also want to figure out people who aren't your customers, why they aren't your customers. That's another important part too. So next, omnipresence. Something that, you know, whenever people hear it, they think of it no matter what part of the world they're in, and it seems like you're everywhere at once. That's what omnipresence is, being everywhere at once, being all over, and that's something that you need to strive for whenever you're doing business or in life. That's just something that you should always be striving for, is that people are like, wow, you seem to be everywhere at once, and this is so great. For example, McDonald's, the Beatles, Michael Jackson, Starbucks. No matter where you are in the world, you're most likely gonna know those names. Next is excuses. Excuses are a justification for doing or not doing something. It's like, well, why would you do that? And they're like, well, I did it because blah, blah, blah. Like, that's just an excuse. Or, you know, like, why didn't you go and do that? And they're like, well, I was scared, so, you know, blah, 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 but like, whatever. You need to figure out also what your favorite excuses are and just stop doing that. Just absolutely stop. Excuses are not going to improve your situation any, all right? It's just an alteration of your reality. So you can use the alteration of your reality for good, or you can use it for excuses and doing nothing in your life. Next, successful versus unsuccessful people. It's all about how you approach situations. If you approach it with the mindset of, all right, let's go ahead and get this sale, or if you approach it with, all right, let's go ahead and see if this person wants to buy, who's gonna get the sale? He talks about 32 rules of successful people, or 32 characteristics. I'm just gonna go over them rapid fire. First, have a can-do attitude. Believe the way you figure it out. Successful people find opportunity. Compelled and invigorated by challenges. Seek to solve problems. Persistent until successful. Take risks. Be unreasonable. Be dangerous. Create wealth. Take action. Always say yes. Habitually commit. Go all the way. Focus on the now. Have courage. Embrace change. Determine and take the right approach. Break traditional ideas. Be oriented. Be on a mission. Have a high level of motivation. Interested in results. 24, have big goals and dreams. 25, create your own reality. 26, commit first, figure out later. 27, be highly ethical. 28, be interested in the group. 29, dedication to learning. And 30, be uncomfortable. 31, reach up in relationships. And 32, be disciplined. You need to write down a list of your goals and then the actions to achieve them. He also has a list of 6 things. 1, never reduce your goals. Like I said, don't become less for somebody else. Number 2, don't get lost in the details. Just, you know, have your goal in mind and go for that goal wholeheartedly, and the details are gonna figure themselves out along the way. 3, what are actions that you can take today to move yourself forward? 4, take the action. And 5, don't prematurely value the outcomes. So someone doesn't answer the phone, so you're like, well, that's not a customer. No, you can just call them back later after you're done. 6, review your goals daily, which is such an important thing. You want to see your goals and visualize yourself doing them like they've already happened. Thank you so much for watching my channel. I'm Alyssa Gonzalez. Be back next week for another business book summary and review. Thanks, guys. Bye.